Hi, Carl Ford here at Exida Connection 13. I'm here with Jeff Healy, who happens to be Vice President of Product Management. Is that right?
Director of Product.
Director of Product. Sorry for the promotion. You know.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So tell us about HP Vertica.
Sure. So HP Vertica is part of HP. We have the HP Vertica Analytics platform. And the reason why we're here today at the Exida Connection Conference is that we're seeing a big need for data analytics within Internet of Things, machine-to-machine space. We've got many original equipment manufacturers that are working with us to analyze petabytes of information to drive a variety of use cases, one of which is predictive maintenance.
Okay, and typically is this an engagement that includes the hardware and software and professional services?
Well, being part of HP, it does include hardware, but we're very open. Our database analytics platform runs on all commodity-based hardware, so we recommend that you use HP hardware, but if you want an open choice based on Linux x86 commodity hardware, you can do so.
Okay, and you guys, when you look at all the acquisitions that HP's kind of experienced through the years, you've got everything from, large computers to that kind of stuff. Is everything in a 1U these days? Tell me about, what things look like.
Sure. So HP purchased Vertica back in 2 years ago, okay. And Vertica is pretty much run on its own, and we're part of HP software, but we've seen tremendous growth. And big data is one of the big pillars of HP, and HP Vertica is the analytics platform that's driving really the demand for big data.
Okay, and now, we end up in a lot of different situations with analytics where one of the things going on with big data is once people deploy it, they keep trying to find more and more ways to take advantage of it. Can you kind of talk about what a typical engagement looks like with you guys?
Yeah, sure. That's a good question. So, big data analytics is a pretty broad space, right? There's open source alternatives like Hadoop, which is used to store massive amounts of data and do data exploration. And there's relational databases and data warehouses that have been around for a long time. And there's also BI engines like, Cognos and the like.
Right.
Well, what's been emerging in the last couple of years are these data analytics platforms that were built from the ground up to take those massive amounts of information, either supplementing a data warehouse or a relational database system, and analyzing that information right in the core of the database. So what's really driving that are all these emerging use cases that really need real-time analytics. Things like clickstream analytics, fraud detection within healthcare, also within machine-to-machine and Internet of Things, where you need results that's back within seconds. You can't wait for days because you want to do predictive analysis.
Mm-hmm. So are we finding that there's a lot of thresholding going on? I mean, how are people taking advantage of the systems? Like, are the people trying to get kind of predictive services out of you guys, or where are their heads at?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Where Exida has the machine cloud and the product for managing all that information, real robust rules engine, great APIs, you can build applications on top of its real platform. Where HP Vertica Analytics platform comes into play is where you want to take enormous amounts of data based on your products. It could be an ATM, it could be a piece of medical equipment, and look at it over time and run more and more analytics based on the data, and then have those iterative queries. With the HP Vertica Analytics platform, you can load and query at the same time, so we have customers that keep on adding more and more data that they've tagged as valuable, and they get result sets back, and then they learn from the data, and then they just keep adding more and more data to get analytics to drive those use cases.
Okay, and I understand the use of the API with Exida, but are there other things like back-end systems on configuration or warehouse that also come into play here with you guys?
Sure. So in situations where, let's take for example, one of our top customers is Zynga, online gaming. They make Mafia Wars and other games that are on Facebook and other social media sites. Cityville, there you go. So analytics is the core of their business. So they made the decision whether to go with the data warehouse and supplement it with the HP Vertica Analytics platform. And because analytics was so core to their business, everything is in the HP Vertica Analytics platform. Terabytes of data across multiple nodes and clusters. And then you've got other scenarios where they've chosen Oracle or IBM for a data warehouse. And what's happening is they need more speed and performance. So they'll supplement a data warehouse with our software and determine, take for example, say, fraud detection or some emerging use case, where they can't wait a day or a week, they need result sets back in a second. And that's where we come into play and supplement a data warehouse.
Cool. Very nice. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.